You ever wonder how fit your heart truly is? Like, really? Well, today we're going to dive into a super simple, classic test you can do just about anywhere to get a solid answer. It's called the Harvard Step Test. And in the next few minutes, we're going to break it all down for you. So, let's start with a really important question you can ask yourself. How fast does your heart bounce back after a workout? I mean, think about it. That recovery speed, it tells you a ton about your cardiovascular health. And guess what? That is the exact principle behind the test we're digging into today. Okay, so the Harvard Step Test is basically a type of cardiac stress test. Now, stress test might sound a little intense, but all it really means is we're seeing how your heart handles a bit of work. It's kind of like taking your car out on the highway just to see how it performs, you know? We put the heart under a little bit of controlled stress, measure how it responds, and see how fast it recovers. It gives us a really clear snapshot of its overall health. All right, here's our game plan for today. We'll talk about why this test is such a great tool, what you'll need to get started, and then we'll walk you through the 5-minute challenge step by step. After that, we'll crunch the numbers to get your score, figure out what it all means, and wrap up with some really important safety stuff to keep in mind. So first things first, why even bother with this test? Well, the main goal here is to keep an eye on your cardiovascular system. It's a surprisingly simple, but honestly a really powerful way to track your fitness journey over time. You can think of it as your own personal benchmark for your heart's health. Okay, let's talk about what you'll need to pull this off. And honestly, this is one of the best parts about this test. It's so simple. You do not need any high-tech gadgets or a fancy lab. Nope. And when I say simple, I mean it. All you need is a gym bench or something sturdy that's about 45 centimeters high. You'll need a stopwatch, and hey, your phone's got you covered there. And maybe a friend to help out. An assistant is totally optional, but it can be super helpful to have someone else manage the timer and jot down your numbers. All right, time for the main event, the 5-minute challenge itself. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how to do this thing safely and properly so you can trust the results you get. Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important part, the pace. You have got to maintain a steady rhythm of 30 steps every single minute. That works out to 1 step up or down every 2 seconds. So a full cycle, up, down, that should take about 4 seconds. Nailing this pace is absolutely key to getting an accurate score. So here's exactly how it goes down. You hit start on your stopwatch, and you immediately start stepping. You're going to keep this up for 5 minutes straight, all while keeping that 30 steps per minute pace we just talked about. As soon as that 5-minute timer goes off, you stop right away and sit down. Seriously, the recovery part is just as crucial as the stepping itself. And the movement couldn't be easier. It's just a basic up, down pattern. You lead with one foot, bring the other one up to meet it on the bench, then step back down with that same lead foot and follow with the other. Super simple, right? But believe me, it is effective. Okay, you did it. The hard part is over. Now let's get to the numbers. It's time to calculate your score and turn all that effort into one single number that actually means something. Right this second you sit down, the recovery clock starts. You're going to take your pulse 3 different times. The first time is exactly 1 minute after you finish the test. Find your pulse either on your wrist or your neck and count the beats for 30 seconds. Write that number down. That's pulse 1. Then you're going to do the exact same thing at the 2-minute mark for pulse 2 and one more time at the 3-minute mark for pulse 3. Now for the math part. And don't worry, it's way simpler than it looks. First, just add up those 3 pulse counts you took. Get that total. Then you just plug it into this formula. Take the number 30,000 and divide it by that total you just calculated. And boom, that final number is your fitness score. Okay, so now you've got a number. But what does it actually mean? Is it good? Average? Let's decode this thing and find out what your score says about your current fitness level. This chart makes it super easy. Just find the column for your gender and then see where your score falls. So for example, for guys, a score over 90 is excellent. For women, it's anything over 86. This is it. This is where you see how your heart's recovery stacks up and what it says about your overall fitness. Hold on, before you sprint off to find the nearest bench, let's cover a few more important things. The fine print. We need to take a quick, balanced look at the pros and cons so you know exactly what you're signing up for. So the good stuff is obvious, right? You barely need any equipment, it's super easy to do, and you don't even need a partner. But on the flip side, you gotta know that 5 minutes of continuous stepping can be pretty tough on your body, especially your joints. So it's definitely not for everyone, and it's for sure not for kids. Also, it's worth remembering that things like your natural resting heart rate can affect your score a bit. So, who should actually be doing this test? Well, that's another cool part. It's actually designed for a pretty wide range of people. Whether you're a serious athlete who wants to track your performance, or maybe someone who's just starting out and wants to get a baseline for your fitness, this can work for you. And now we've come to what is, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole thing: safety. So please, really pay attention here. You should absolutely not do this test if you have high blood pressure. If you start and you feel any chest pain, or you get lightheaded or confused, you stop immediately. And the number one golden rule is this: if your body tells you to stop for any reason at all, you listen, you stop. Period. No exceptions. And there you have it. That's the Harvard Step Test in a nutshell. It's a simple, low-tech, but really powerful way to get a real snapshot of your cardiovascular health. The science behind it is solid, and now you know exactly how to do it. So the only real question left is, are you going to take the 5-minute challenge and see what your heart's made of?